This video is a continuation of the RTCR Level 1 Assessment tutorial. You will be guided through the Part 4 assessment questions on the distribution or plumbing system, which is Section F. Please turn to Part 4, Section F, if you are not already there. The first question asks, did line breaks and repairs or large firefighting events occur within the 30 days prior to the assessment being triggered? For a non-community system, check yes if you had any plumbing breaks that may have caused a lack of pressure in parts of your building. This can lead to backflow and contamination. The second question asks, if the samples that triggered the assessment were collected from inside of a building, was there any plumbing work conducted at the site within the 30 days prior to the assessment being triggered? For a transient non-community system, you probably collect all your samples in one building. Any recent plumbing work in the building is important to note because during the work, contamination may have been introduced in a new fixture, fitting, or pipe. Check yes if you've had any plumbing work, from replacing a faucet all the way to maybe a section of plumbing pipe. The third question asks, were any positive samples collected from a location that has supplementary water treatment installed? In the case of a transient system, supplementary treatment is usually point-of-use treatment, such as a reverse osmosis filtration system that is plumbed into one sink, or an additional cartridge filtration system for a particular water tap. Check yes if any of your sampling taps have additional treatment. The fourth question asks, is the system pressure maintained? So have you recently had any water outages or low pressure problems? If so, it's important to check no here. Pressure problems can lead to backflow and contamination. The fifth question asks, are appropriate backflow prevention devices installed, maintained, and tested on all cross connections? First, a cross connection is any connection between the public water supply and a source of contamination. So, to use our example of a softener drain line from earlier, conditions can exist in which the water system experiences low pressure, and then the pressure is actually greater in the sewer than the water system. This would allow contaminated water to flow from the sewer to the drinking water system because of the back pressure. An air gap is considered a backflow prevention device. Remember, an air gap is the space between the supply line and the receiving drain or pipe. When an air gap can't be installed, there must be a mechanical backflow preventer, such as a check valve. Some of the most common fixtures that require a check valve include mop bucket sinks, pot filler assemblies, commercial dishwasher lines, and boilers. If you have any backflow preventers that can be tested, such as a dual check valve or reduced pressure zone preventer, be sure to have it tested annually. Fire sprinkler systems usually require this type of preventer. Do your outdoor hose bibs have a backflow preventer spigot? You should at least install a screw-on vacuum breaker for all outdoor spigots. Check no if you find that you are missing backflow prevention devices or they are not operational on cross connections. The sixth question asks, are pump stations maintained and equipment operational? At a small system, you probably don't have a pump station, in which case you check NA in the third column. Question 7 asks, does water quality data collected in the system within the 30 days prior to the assessment being triggered show results indicative of an issue? Again, this most likely doesn't apply to your transient system since you aren't collecting other data such as pH and turbidity within your building or buildings. You would check NA. That brings us to the last question, question 8. Were any water-related customer complaints received within the 30 days prior to the assessment being triggered? You can answer this question even as a small system. Did anybody complain about the taste or odor of your water or claim they were sick? If so, check yes. If you are watching this video series for the first time, please continue to Tutorial 5, which covers Section G, Storage.